This is my reaction to Dan Vasc performing The Final Countdown, originally by Europe. Music video, let's commence. Sorry to interrupt the instrumental portion, but if that intro doesn't get your pulse racing, then I don't know what to say to you. That is just such a wonderful reminder of the glorious 1980s, and this is one of the most well-known songs from that decade. In my humble opinion, this is a classic epic jam, and Dan Vasc is a classic epic singer. He's gonna smash this one. I'm telling you right now, stick with me and I'll show you. Dan is gonna nail it. Let's go. Dan Vasc. The man makes the adrenaline pump through one's soul. That's what Dan Vasc does. This dude, man, look, he's got the vocal chops. This is a fact. This is just one of those facts of life. You don't even have to question it. You don't have to worry about it. This guy is an awesome singer. But what he does so wonderfully is when he takes on different songs, he just gives you these different vibes. And he's just perfectly encapsulating the essence of the glorious 80s, of that glam metal hard rock style here with his vocal delivery. I'm digging Dan's delivery here, man, as I always do. The consistency on this young man is a frightening thing. But he's giving us a different vibe in that vocal delivery. You know what I mean? It's just, it sounds ever so slightly different, but it sounds ever so amazingly awesome. That's always the thing. Keep going, Dan.
It's the final countdown. The final countdown. Oh, we're hiding from Venus, and still we stand tall. 'Cause maybe they've seen us and welcome us all, yeah. With so many light years to go, and things to be found. I'm sure that we'll all miss her so.
Dan, oh man, you just absolutely know what to do. Dan gets the assignment, he does his homework, and then he brings you that homework, and he absolutely blows your mind every time. He understands the homework and he nails it. That's what it's all about. He knows how to encapsulate the feeling, how to capture the essence, how to capture the vibe of the song. And that's what Dan is doing here once again. It's just second nature to him at this point, man. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. He just keeps getting better year on year. This is from earlier on. This is one of those early covers that he did from a few years back on his YouTube. So Dan is just absolutely awesome with what he does. And as usual, I'm enjoying this massively. Dan Vasc doing stuff from the 80s. Are you kidding me? That's always a good time.
It's the final countdown. The final countdown. The final
Solo boys.
Hello my friends, thank you so very much for watching this video. The 80s my friends are taking over this channel. If you like 80s music like I do, there's a playlist linked on the description below of all my 80s songs covers. So head over there and watch some more videos. As always, leave me that like if you enjoyed. I'll see you in a few days with a new video, and until then, have yourselves an epic day.
I appreciate Dan's appreciation for the 1980s. A wonderful, wonderful period of time indeed. Of course, like everything else in this world, it was not perfect. Of course, remembering back for those of us who were there in that decade, of course we're going to idealize it. But at the end of the day, hey, it's good memories, and Dan Vasc brought the memories back with the final countdown. Such a well-known track. This thing starts off and you immediately know what it's all about. And then Dan Vasc steps up to the plate and he obliterates his version of this song, ladies and gentlemen. Soaring vocals, epic vocals, great performance by the young man as per usual. Don't get it twisted. This young man, he's not going to slip up. If you're waiting for him to slip up, bad news for you. He's not going to do it. He's just going to keep being awesome every single time. And he proved it again, man. Dan, come on. Thank you very much for that performance. I loved that one. I dug that one. That was awesome stuff. The Final Countdown is a song by Swedish rock band Europe, released in 1986. It was written by lead singer Joey Tempest. It was based on a keyboard riff he made in the early 1980s. Originally made to just be a concert opener, it is the first single and title track from the band's third studio album. The music video by Nick Morris, made to promote the single, has received 1 billion views on YouTube. That does not surprise me. This is a classic track. The song was an instant success on the charts worldwide. worldwide upon its release, reaching #1 in 25 countries, including the UK, where it spent 2 weeks at the top, and is Europe's only top 10 hit to date. It's widely regarded as the band's most popular and recognizable song. The single reached #8 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart and is the most successful song from the album on the album Rock Tracks chart, peaking at #18 and charting for 20 weeks. This song just absolutely massive smash hit from back in the day. People loved this one, and Dan gave us a version here that you can't help but love as well. That was awesome. Europe is from Sweden and formed in Upplands Väsby in 1979. From 79 to 1982 they were known as Force, so that was their first name. The band was started by Joey Tempest along with guitarist John Norum, bassist Peter Olsson and drummer Tony Reno. And they obtained a major breakthrough in Sweden in 1982 by winning the televised competition Rock SM. And it was the first time this competition was held, and Europe became a larger success than the competition itself. They perform in the genres of arena rock, hard rock, glam metal, blues rock, and heavy metal. They were active initially from 1979 to 1992. They were then active again in 1999. And then from 2003 to the present day, they have still been doing their thing. Unbelievable stuff here. Members Joey Tempest, John Norum, John Levin, Mick Micheli, and Ian Hoagland, with past members Peter Olsson, Tony Reno, Marshall Jacob, and Key Marcello. They've released 11 studio albums, 3 live albums, 3 compilations, and 24 music videos. This band, man, come on, Europe vibes. Are you kidding me? They just absolutely did the business back in the day. And Dan Vasc, he always does the business. So when you add those two elements together, an epic jam and Dan Vasc's epic voice, then you're just going to get goodness. You're going to get glorious goodness every single time. That's the formula, and it works. Trust me. Dan Vasc is freaking awesome, and he gave us the final countdown here in a massive, awesome way. That was just spectacular business. Dan Vasc's version of the final countdown was pure majesty. The young man just keeps on rocking.